Hello, 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 and welcome back. It is a beautiful Friday here over in BC, Canada, and we're on episode 123, Joe, of Electrepreneur Secrets, the electricians podcast, where, of course, we're showing up 5 days a week to help electricians master their sales, simplify their pricing, and deliver premium level electrical service. And Joe, I don't know about you, but as one of two master electricians with business addictions, I'm pretty pumped to be here doing it. How are you doing
I
today, my brother?
I could not agree with you more. And actually, I'd like to take this moment to simply thank you personally,
Mm,
because I love the fact that we always come out with the energy, but you have been such a rallying point for so many people that I want to say thank you for being the person that you are. And I want to be one of the first, if ever, to be like, yo, you totally deserve all the good things people say about you.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I think the first episode I ever did of this podcast was the Rise to Rise podcast at
Mm.
first, kind of a play on frequency there. And it was with Guillermo Castillo. And he
Awesome
actually
dude.
said it at one point. He said, as far as my place in this space, that I was kind of like the light, the flame for the moth that was just
Hmm.
kind of attracting and leading people. And when he said that, I was actually really touched. No
Hmm.
one had really said that to me before. And so, to be honest, this isn't my award show or anything or my big ceremony of receiving. I'm
Hmm.
just super appreciative that there's people that need help and we're able to help them, Joe. So
Agreed.
that's what drives me every day, man. I know that we share that and everyone on our team does,
Hmm.
is we just push, push, push for client success.
Hmm.
Now, that said, client success is actually a big reason we're here, but it's also a big topic of today as we speak through the lens of offers and kind of recapping this week, what we've gone through, the importance of the offer, and some of the wins that are rallying behind it. Now, would it be wrong of us to want to share that with our friends out there listening, Joe?
Using my own line
I
against
know,
me.
I know.
No, it would not be wrong. Full send. I'm here for it.
All right. So beginning of the week, we started with this offer shift, really understanding what the offer was, that it
Hmm.
includes price, that it includes your options, that it can include things like your club membership and everything you hold strong to.
Hmm.
Then we dove into the underpaid and underworked problem.
Hmm.
Gosh, what a concern. If you're newer, if confidence isn't quite there yet, the schedule's not full, you're wondering where the next client is, and how the offer has such importance in that. Then we touched on the next day was overworked and underpaid, and how important it is to really get your offer straight in that situation, and how the pricing and how the club memberships and how making sure you're providing six options with a definite premium one. And as you so kindly pointed out, why start anywhere but with pricing, because you'd be overworking yourself further with underpayment.
Yep.
I love that. And then our last episode, going even deeper into this offer. I mean, we've really touched on so much, but if you guys didn't hear this yesterday, I would love to hear it from you or see it from you in the comments. If you're with us in the Facebook community, live with us, watching, engaging right now, hashtag STYO. How important that was to hear for so many people. Stick to
Hmm.
your offer, guys. Finally, we're right back here to talk about this offer importance. So there's something we didn't pick up on this week, though, as we went through. And it's been
Oh.
and helped and provided massive wins for our clients all year.
Hmm.
Financing, Joe. How important is it to have financial options for people to pay your business for the offer that you've spent so much time and intention in crafting?
So there's a certain thing that's required in order to understand why financing is so important, and that's keeping your assets liquid. What I mean by that is this. Let's say you gave someone an offer and it was a $10,000 offer. And let's say they had $10,000 in the bank allocated to home projects. Theoretically, they could completely empty their account and then give it to you, right? And it,
Mm-hmm.
it would be an exchange. You could have it. But to that person, they're now losing any of the interests. They're losing any of the benefits from having it. There's a lot of benefits simply having money in an account. But if I can tell you that you can finance it on our money to where we'll not only front the project, but you won't have to pay anything until the job's done. And even then, you can have 18 months at 0%, where you could take that 10,000, put it into a high yield savings account that yields 4 or 5%. You can make $400 to $600 off just having that money in an account, and then paying it off. You would actually make money off hiring me. Isn't that insane to think about? That you can literally not only take a job of that size, but position it in a way where your client actually wins financially. That's an avenue that very few people understand, because very few people understand money and what money's purpose is. Does that make sense?
It does, man. And I think you explained it really well. And to go further on money's purpose, even and tie into this, I find money's purpose is it's a tool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tool for measurement and accounting. In fact, I'd like to share some of our measurements from just this month, Joe.
Sure.
It's currently the end of July, and what I have on my desk beside me here is a little note that says number of wins reported from our clients this month, 27. Total amount of wins reported, $310,696. This is just reported wins. Like, we mine these a little bit. I know there's more out there. The important thing about this is when you average that out, when you do the math, that's an average of $11,507 per win. Not only that,
that'd be nice.
Not only that, and excuse me, this isn't about bragging. This is about that measurement tool right now. Not only that, but at this point, as we're going into August, we're 63 reported wins at $946,000 for the year. Now that's a celebration, Joe. It's a massive celebration, but I really, really, really want to double underline, italicize, exclamation mark, highlight with red. You know what I mean? Like, give this.
The banners are going, the guys waving their arms in the background. We got your attention.
Hey guys, this is important stuff. The reason this week has been so heavy, Joe, is because honestly, 3/4 of that comes down to the offer.
Mm-hmm.
It's the offer, brother. It's having an irresistible offer. And what you just said about financing, what we've said this week about club memberships, what we've talked about with pricing, right? And what we've mentioned about the sales process, setting up the offer, but ultimately it's your intention into, like, let's back up 30,000 foot view. You know, that's my specialty.
Mm-hmm.
What do I have on my desk that I'm offering people? And I don't mean a pen or a paper. I mean, look at the map of your business. What does your offer look like? Let's get rid of all the fog for a minute. Do you have club memberships? Do you offer options? Do you have financing in place? Is your pricing actually founded on what your business needs to become what you want it to be?
Mm-hmm.
And then how are we articulating value so that the customers see that offer as an irresistible one? And then all you have to do is STYO.
Stick to the offer.
Am I crazy here?
No, you're not. And the thing is it almost sounds crazy to think otherwise when it's explained in that way, right? We know that our clients are no different than we are. And I'm not saying that like we are everyone. We're saying, but we're all people. And people have the same inner workings, regardless of what country you come from, what religion you follow, what upbringing you have, how much money you came up to. We all have certain needs. When your options appeal to those emotional needs as a way of solving a problem that either they knew or didn't know they had, you become the irresistible offer. Not your company, not that piece of paper. You become the irreplaceable offer because you've done something that no one else has done. You learned about them, you bonded with them, and you listened, really listened. How few people actually listen anymore?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you make your offer truly irresistible. It's not by being a better salesperson. It's by being a better person, which results with better sales.
Absolutely. And this stuff's so important. We're going to do a bit of a recap on it. So, one of the most important things from earlier in the week is understanding this. If you're still charging low amounts like 120 bucks an hour, hourly at all, not flat rate yet, and maybe it's just because the complexity of a price book is scary. I wouldn't blame you for that. Simplify pricing. We talk about it every day. But if you're still charging those low rates, you know you're doing it to yourself. Why is the question I have to ask. Let's just end this today. If you're listening, I'm going to give you a preview on the All-Star action for you specifically. If you haven't done that yet, do it now. Right? On Wednesday, we gave away our pricing tool. You could still reach out either on the Facebook group or on our website, serviceloopelectrical.com. You can find us there. You can reach out to us there. And all you have to do is say this magic word, price tool. Technically, it's 2 words, Joe, but I made it one and threw a hashtag in front. So let us know. We'll help you with that. We literally have a guide to help you with that. You can go online, use easy sliders, have your rate figured out. But I tell you this, if you're charging 125, you're probably about halfway there. Price shock is a thing, absolutely. Guess what? We help you with that too. In our guide, it's going to talk you through price shock and what to do. And if you're experiencing it, then I'd have you go back and listen to this whole week again, because this is so important. So important. For those of you saying, well, I can't charge that here, not on the east side of the Mississippi, not on the west side, not this part of Texas, not this part of Canada, not up here in the prairies, not down here in the plains, not over here on the island. Let me help you with that again. Your expenses are based off your situation. Your rates based off your expenses, and your projection to your growth based off what it costs in your area to grow. I'm sorry for the monologue, Joe, but I've got another thing to stitch in here, and you tell me if you agree. Whether you're seeing a coach right now or not, whether you're interested in investing in our training or invested in someone else's, here's a growth item you ought to have in there. Professional development. In fact, add the word personal and professional development. Here's the number I want you to put beside it. $30,000 a year. That's probably going up in coming years. Inflation is real. But at least we know if you're budgeting, if built into your rate, every customer that supports you, you can also know they're supporting a company that's going to grow because we've got intention behind that growth built right into our rate. And then we're just committed to providing value to make sure that that is a fair rate for everyone to pay. To once again, STYO. What do you think about that bit, Joe?
I absolutely love it, because the thing that really kind of stuck out the most was what you originally started saying when you were like, you can't charge that here, you can't charge that there. But you're right. You live there, right? Like you live and you work and you grow in that area. And the numbers, like I love numbers because numbers don't lie. If you were to look at it and it says, this is what it is, these are the numbers I have to charge for my business to have this kind of growth, then you either have 2 choices. Well, 3 if you want to go in the bad way, but you either can say, I'm going to move to an area that can support this growth, or I'm just going to run the play where I am. That's literally it. The third option is just give up. And I don't consider that an option as it is. So if you truly feel you can't, have you tried? If you have tried, then why aren't you moving?
100%.
It's still in your court.
Build up that offer, man. If you look around at any of the premium providers around you, don't they have higher rates? Don't they offer club memberships, financing, right? Don't they serve at the highest level? Is that just a coincidence that there's a trend of people doing this? Or is there a little more to it? If one person can do it, anyone can do it. In fact, one of our teammates said that this morning, and it was magnificent to hear. And she said it somewhat like this, Joe. Correct me if you heard it better, but
okay.
I see the sales process as something anyone can learn.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a process, a list of to-dos in sequential order.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So what I also see is what's not working for people is what parts of them are still in the way of following that list, of learning and taking action on that list. For 2 weeks now, we've been absolutely committed to deep dives on strategic information that will change businesses. Demand Call Lotto last week. Guess what? If you didn't get it, yes, Joe's still mad that I gave all that away. Yes, you can still grab it. All you have to do is reach out to us on the Facebook community or the website, serviceloopelectrical.com. So we can stop with the $150 to $300 tickets and maybe turn, 10, 15, 20% of those into 1,000, 2, 3, 5. As some of our clients, Alexi, one guy, 15.5K from a demand call. This stuff happens. As we know from this week, when you tie that into your offer in the overworked and underpaid segment, that's a gold mine. We need less jobs and more work at each one. We need to make the most of every client relation. This stuff is so important. So from last week, demand call, to this week, the offer. Guys, deep diving in this has been our absolute pleasure. But please, please take this. In fact, as I've said quite recently many times, take everything we give you. Just promise to take action.
And one last thing.
Jump in there.
There's a second part to that statement. Take and learn everything we provided. Take action on it, but do not use this for evil.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I say that is this process is so effective that in the wrong hands could do a lot of damage. It's no different to, as you mentioned the other day with the American-Canadian firearm debate, it's no different than handing someone a loaded gun. You need to trust that you're doing things for the right reasons. So when you go and you make this offer, know your numbers, know your whys, and know what really makes this a compelling offer. When you have that, you'll always succeed.
With this new understanding of offers, the way we've revolutionized the understanding in the trades here, Joe, which I truly believe is what just happened this week, understanding that a big piece of what we do isn't just this process, it's this offer and then the little bits where it fits into the process. This offer has so much importance. If you guys wanted to take full advantage of this, if you're thinking about maybe seeking some of that mentorship, maximizing anything in your business, you could ask any of our clients, any of the ones who have helped us ultimately have wins in excess of $940,000 this year, in excess of $310,000 in July alone. If you wanted to be a contributing member to that and you asked any of these guys with this new understanding of the offer, they're going to tell you 3/4 of those wins came from this topic alone, this offer, and sticking to it. So hashtag STYO and hashtag BYOB, because it's the end of Friday, Joe. I want you guys to bring your own beverages to any party you're going to. Drink responsibly, drive responsibly, all of that stuff. Stay safe. But most importantly, please don't work this weekend. Please take it off. Give yourself some space to breathe. Health, family, then business, because we're going to be back with you grinding again next week as we help you master sales, simplify pricing, and deliver premium level service. Don't worry, Joe, we got 2 actions. Which do you want, action or all-star?
Give me the all-star. I want to swing for it.
You're going all-star? Okay. So here's the regular action. I love the whiteboards and I love what I said earlier. Of course, I said it. Of course, I love it. The desk, lay this out. Go 30,000 feet with me. Just answer these questions. Grab a pen, grab a pencil right now. You can do this. If not, if you're driving, don't do it. I'm with you. But rewind and listen to this again then. When's the last time I checked my rates? Do they include growth? This stuff's important. Am I priced to be the business I want to be? Yes or no? Number 2, do we have a way to honor VIP clients, such as a club membership? And what's holding me back from that? Is it just a lack of understanding, direction? Because we got some help with that too. There's a value piece. You could reach out, just ask for it. We'll send you the club membership outline. It'll help you do this. It's important because you need to identify clients at different levels. There's a journey happening here. Number 3, do I offer financing or any financial aid for the people that I'm making my irresistible offer to? Number 4, how many options do I offer? Is it enough? Is there truly a premium option here that's serving both them and us? Are we making the most of every client relation? There's 5 questions, just answer them. Now, if those were all a score of 1 or 0, yes is a 1, 0 is a 0, obviously, then let's do the math after. If you scored 3 or higher, guess what? You're doing okay, but there's still work to do. Unless you scored a 5, guys, I would keep working at that offer. Now that was the base action, Joe. I might have actually blown that up a bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, you've got a high bar to go, but I do have an idea of what you can take.
All right, let's do it.
So a lot of times when I hear that things can't be done, what I'm hearing isn't that they cannot be done by others, is that people are saying, I can't do it. They're saying that somehow they believe that they have this incapability, or there is a particular wall in their way that's not in the way of someone else.
Yeah.
That's what we need to address. And there's a sad way of addressing it that I came to the conclusion of that I want to share with you guys. It may hurt, but it's going to be effective. And that is, remember how the other day we talked about knowing your money and knowing where your assets are going, things like that?
100%.
You have to imagine that this is your life vest, right? This business is almost the rubber buoy that you're holding on to. And when you don't stick to the numbers that you know you need to charge, you're opening the valve. And what will end up happening if you let it low long enough? You drown. And it's a scary, scary place for any of us who have ever experienced financial hardship. There is no worse feeling than the feeling of drowning. So when you can visualize it that way, you only have 2 choices. Do I blow into it with the best of intentions, or am I okay watching it fizzle out? If you're willing to make those choices, that's a hard line to follow. But if you're willing to look at it and say, am I willing to drown over my sense of honor that may be misguided? You're the one who suffers. Your family suffers. Your employees suffer. Your customers suffer because you were too proud to blow into your own ring.
Whew, that's a hot mic. I don't even know if I want to grab that again, Joe. Blew that up for us. Thank you so much for your contribution. Just a couple of master electricians with business addictions trying to help you guys master your sales, simplify pricing, and deliver premium level service. Now, seeing as it's Friday afternoon, of course, we've got a family to serve, Joe. What do you say we take the weekend off?
Sounds like a plan, man. I look forward to it.
We'll see you guys Monday. Cheers to your success.